met someone who changed a room just by walking into it. Before they said a single word, you felt it. You couldn't quite explain it. Something about them was simply quiet and full. We tend to assume people like that added something, a confidence, a power, some kind of shine. But what if they added nothing at all? What if they had simply set something down? Because you were not born heavy. You became heavy, slowly, one belief at a time. A name you were handed, a role you agreed to play, a story about who you are, repeated so often it began to feel like a fact. You have carried a version of yourself for so long that you mistook the weight for who you are. And all that carrying makes a sound, a low, constant noise you stopped noticing years ago. Thinking, the endless, anxious rehearsing of a self that feels it must be defended. Most of it isn't wisdom, it is guarding, a part of you standing watch, certain that if it ever stops, you will vanish. But here is what the quiet ones discovered. You do not vanish when the noise stops. You appear. The stillest people are not empty. They are simply no longer at war with the moment they are in. All of humanity's problems stem from our inability to sit quietly in a room, alone. Watch a musician lost in playing, a child completely absorbed. They are luminous, and they are not thinking at all. Something moves through them that they are not managing. We call it flow. It has always been the same thing, presence, with the thinker stepped aside. So how do you set the weight down? Not by trying harder. Trying is only more weight. You begin by watching, the way you would watch clouds. A thought arrives, let it. Let it cross the sky and go. You are not your thoughts. You are the wide, quiet sky they drift across. Then you feel. Beneath the noise is a body you have been outrunning, old feeling, stored, and never fully met. You don't have to fix it. You only have to stop bracing against it. Let it move. Feeling, finally felt, turns back into light. And last, you drop from your head to your heart, the oldest, warmest room in you. Speak from there, and people feel it before they understand it. This was never about becoming someone new. It is about unbecoming everything you were told to be. The masks, the performance, the small, careful self that learned to shrink so that it would be safe. Piece by piece, you set it down. And what remains is not less of you. It is finally you. I saw the angel in the marble, and I carved until I set him free. You are not a statue to be built. You are one to be uncovered. Everything real was already there, waiting under the stone. And slowly, the world begins to feel it. Not because you announced anything, you simply stopped leaking yourself into the performance. A person at peace with themselves is among the rarest things there is. People lean toward it the way they lean toward warmth. You will not have to convince anyone. Stillness does not argue. It simply is, and it is felt from across a room. The ones who knew the old you may be puzzled. What changed, they'll ask. And you won't quite have the words. Because nothing was added, something was returned. You don't have to take any of this literally. Hold it lightly, a way of looking, not a fact, and just notice how it feels to loosen your grip. You arrived here radiant, then the world handed you your weight, and you slowly learned to call it yourself. So tonight, set a little of it down. You do not have to carry who you were to become who you are. Get quiet enough and you will feel it. The you that was never heavy. Still here, still shining, patient. That is how you become unrecognizable. You stop performing yourself, and you finally let yourself be seen. There you are.